What's up, YouTube? It's the Console Samurai with Grown Ups Gaming. And we all know that in today's gaming landscape, it's really important to have console exclusives that draw people to your console. The fact that PlayStation 4 has Bloodborne really helps keep that console going. The fact that Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon games can only be played on Nintendo consoles keep them going. The Halo franchise only being available on Xbox consoles, really, well, Microsoft devices, because it's also PC now, I believe. Um, really helps keep those going forward. And all of the PC exclusives and all the other exclusives on the other three consoles that I didn't mention. Just used the ones I did as an example. Um, so it makes sense. Well, it doesn't make sense, but it's really not a huge surprise that yesterday a large portion of the Xbox gaming community, predominantly the fanboys, kind of lost their shit, to put it mildly. Yesterday, Xbox came out and announced that Quantum Break, one of the more anticipated Xbox One exclusives, was not going to be so exclusive. They announced that it will be coming to PC as well on the same day. It's not even going to have timed exclusivity on the Xbox One. Now, because of this, a lot of Xbox fanboys really did get very, very upset. There's an article that I'll link in the description down below, which is definitely worth reading, even if you only look at the pictures, because there is a bit of a Twitter back and forth between Phil Spencer and a gamer who said, or a fanboy really, who said that he was very excited for Quantum Break, but now he was canceling his pre-order, and that if Gears of War 4, he listed a couple other games, said if they go to PC, I'm getting rid of my Xbox. Phil Spencer was very surprised because it doesn't make sense. Not really to be not really a huge surprise that a fanboy would have this reaction, but it doesn't make sense. It's not a logical reaction. Now, as far as console exclusivity, it really, I don't know. It has its positives and it has its negatives. The positives being that it does lend a certain identity to a console, and it ensures that that console will actually be able to stay afloat. As I mentioned, Bloodborne on PlayStation 4. It's a very popular game. It helps drive people to the PlayStation 4. The fact that it's only available on the PlayStation 4 helps sales on that. The fact that the Halo franchise is only available on Microsoft devices helps keep gamers in either PC or Xbox, and so on and so on and so on. So it really is, from a business side, it makes a lot of sense. But if you think about it from the perspective of a gamer, it does kind of suck having to pick a console, especially if you don't have the money to afford all three. In an ideal world, yes, it would be great to have an Xbox One, a PS4, and a Wii U. And I have all three, but I worked a hell of a lot of overtime at my job to get that. I busted my ass to get all three. And I don't regret getting them. But not everyone has that option. Not everyone has a job that they can actually manage to do that. It's just not always a possibility. So a lot of gamers have to choose. When the PS4 and the Xbox One came out, people chose which side they were going to be. And they chose largely based on which system their friends were going to be on. Because if you play a multiplayer game like Destiny, I may hate Destiny, but it is a very, very successful game right now. Which system do you go with? You can't go with PlayStation 4 and play with your Xbox One friends. I mean, that would also be an ideal option if it really didn't matter. If we had cross-platform play across the board. Every online game on PS4 can be played with every online player on Xbox One and PC and Nintendo, and so on and so on and so on. That's one of the things I think we really do need in the gaming community, and that would, in a way, solve this problem. Not completely, but it would help. But instead, gamers have to decide, which one do I go with? Because if all my friends are on Xbox, then great. You just go with Xbox. But what if you have 50-50? What if half your friends are on Xbox, half your friends on PS4? Well, you either have to give up one of them and not play with one community, or you have to drop $800 to play with both. Even more, because you actually have to buy the game on both. And in the case of some games, you have to buy the upgraded membership on that system as well, or potentially both. And that was also another thing that I don't know his name, but the gamer who was talking to Phil Spencer said it's not fair because Quantum Break is going to be an online game, and that Xbox gamers have to pay to play it online, but that PC players won't, and that's not fair. And that I do agree with. He does have a point there. If Xbox is going to be doing this, and let's be honest, we all know they're going to, they do need to do something about the price of online play. They need to make it across the board one or the other. It's not fair to have one group play, or one group pay to play online and the other group not. Now, the other side of this argument is this gamer really has no right to be upset, because we all know this is going to happen. We've known this was going to happen for a while. Xbox has been, or Microsoft has been talking for the last year or so, and I've mentioned several times on my own channel that Windows and Xbox One are going to be unified. That Microsoft is going to unify the two into one larger console, basically, where every game available on Xbox will be available on PlayStation, and the progress is going to save between them. And presumably, it will also go the other way around, where most of the PC games, now I know some probably won't be able to run on Xbox, a little too demanding, most of the PC games should be available on Xbox if they're doing it right. And that makes sense. And this is something we've known for a while. This isn't a huge surprise. But tell me what you think. What do you think about this game, Quantum Break, becoming no longer just an exclusive to the Xbox, but still remaining a Microsoft exclusive? So Nintendo and PlayStation are still not going to get it, but PC gamers will be able to play it. And what do you think about console exclusivity in general? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Would you prefer it if we got rid of exclusivity and every game was available on every console? What would happen to all the consoles then? It's an interesting thing to think about. But either way, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Once again, I'm the Console Samurai, and I'll see you around.